So, as I said before, it is an honor to stand before you as the 71st president and, as Kevin Conway had said, the 3rd female president of the Illinois Trial Lawyers. And I do understand that I am the last speaker between you and you getting a meal, so I promise not to go over. I did get the good advice while preparing for this that they may not remember anything you say, but they will remember if you go over. So I took that to heart when preparing my notes. So for those of you who do not know me before tonight, I am a downstate delegate to the Board of Managers, which means not only south of I-80, but I am a St. Louis Blues fan, not a Blackhawks fan, albeit my 9-year-old has somehow managed to get Connor Bedard Blackhawks gear into my home. I'm the managing partner of the Gorey Law Firm. Our headquarters are in Edwardsville, Illinois, and I've not only been a member of ITLA since a year after I began practicing, but I've been on the executive board for over a decade now, as of this year. I first want to take the opportunity to thank my family and friends and my colleagues who made the trip to Chicago for tonight's installation. Being a downstate member of the board, everybody at these tables got on a plane, drove hours to be here, and for that I am so thankful and I am so humbled that you all are here tonight. I have some of the best law partners and colleagues anyone could ask for, coworkers who are truly like my family, sitting at table 13 there. Thank you. And I want to give a special thank you to Beth Gorey Gregory now, who's the owner of the Gorey Law Firm. Beth and I have been friends for over 2 decades, and she is one of the most genuine and loyal people I have ever met. I am truly blessed to not only call her my law partner, but also my friend. And I would also be remiss tonight if I did not mention my boss and my mentor and my friend Randy Gorey, the late Randy Gorey, who without his belief in me, I would not be here, and also without his willingness to pay my ITLA dues for the first several years of my career, I would also not be here. While I've made countless trips to Chicago over the last decade for Board of Managers meetings, seminars, fundraisers, and other events, this is the first time that my family has made the trip with me, and getting to share this evening and this organization that is so important to me with my mom, my brother, my mother-in-law, friends who are like family, and of course my husband Blake and my children Sophia and Will, is something I won't soon forget. So thank you for indulging me, allowing me a moment to show the gratitude to the people who were in my corner. But as I said, I've been extremely lucky to grow up in this organization. And with that comes countless lessons learned. The good news is I'm only going to talk about 2 themes tonight that have been consistently with me during my ITLA journey. And that is to keep showing up and to never forget why it is we do what we do. And so I began my ITLA journey at the Downstate St. Louis seminar. I was a young lawyer. I was attending the seminar for the first time, and as luck would have it, David Cates called me at the last minute the night before and said, hey, I was supposed to moderate. I can't make it. Something came up. I can only assume it was a tea time that came up. And he asked me if I could fill in. So I was excited, and I was young and naive, and was like, yeah, I'm going to go to this seminar, and I'm going to be the moderator. And I didn't realize I was going to be introducing the likes of Tom Keefe and Perry Browder and Justice Cates. And at 2 minutes left in his talk, because I like to keep things on time, I let Tom Keefe know that he had a 2-minute warning because he was supposed to stay within the 15-minute allotment. So then he spent the rest of the 2 minutes just bantering with me on the stage, trying to figure out who I was, that I thought I could tell Tom Keefe that he only had 2 minutes left. And then he lovingly said, oh, another one of those asbestos lawyers like Perry. And I learned my lesson. You don't cut lawyers off, apparently, when they're speaking. At the end of that day's seminar, though, Steve Phillips had approached me and asked if I was interested in becoming a member of the Board of Managers. And not understanding what that meant, I was like, yeah, absolutely, I would love that. So several meetings later, I was actually appointed to the Board of Managers. And at my first board meeting, it was a day trip to Chicago, When I walked in that room, I immediately felt overwhelmed. At the time, there were not many females on the board or in the meeting, and I was one of the youngest people in the room. And I sat in that meeting with some of the best trial lawyers that this state and honestly this country has to offer, and I was in over my head. And not because of the way that anyone there treated me, but because I felt like I didn't belong there, and I needed to prove myself or prove something. And so after that meeting, on the drive home, I called my boyfriend at the time, now my husband, and I said, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna go back. I don't think this is for me. But the next meeting notice came out, and I showed up. And through all of my self-doubt and insecurities, I continued to show up, meeting after meeting, until the stalwarts of this organization became my mentors and my co-counsel, and now my friends. To Steve Phillips, who gave me my start on the board, to John Cooney, who appointed me to my first executive board, to Judy Cates and Kathy Byrne, who showed me girls can be president too, and the infamous Tom Keefe, who eventually ended up actually writing the letter of nomination for this presidency. I'm indebted to all of the amazing trial lawyers who I've had the privilege to work with on this board. And what's more amazing is that throughout the last decade, this organization has continued to evolve and continued to grow as more females have continued to show up. And now when you attend a Board of Managers meeting, the room is not only filled with fantastic male trial attorneys, but it's filled with fantastic female trial attorneys too. And we were talking today, this year's executive board has set a record for the most females on an executive board in ITLA history. One of the most meaningful moments of my tenure was getting the ability to work with Kate Conway, Sarah King, and Margaret Battersby Black to establish the ITLA Women's Caucus, serving on its first exec board and as the chair of that committee during Mark Prince's tenure. And that's when I received his President's Award, which I almost lost to the TSA at Midway, because apparently a large marble statue can be considered a weapon, but they let me keep it. I think the greatest testament to the inclusivity that this organization has embraced the last several years is that after 69 years with only one female president, we now have back-to-back female presidents. And I never fathomed that day, I never fathomed I would be standing in front of you when I attended that first ITLA seminar, but it all starts with just showing up. This installation is an impressive event. And being able to show my family and friends, especially my kids, the photo of Kathy Byrne and I on the cover of the Illinois Trial Journal gave me a lot of pride in what I've accomplished. But while the accolades are nice, it's important that we remember why we're here and why we do what we do. It's for our clients and the people in our communities who we represent. So last fall, my husband and I had to make the hard decision to put our ailing dog down. We had a 15-year-old dog. She was my child before I had real children, and we had to, I'd gone to all the vets, and they said, we can't do anything else, for her. You need to put her down. Bear with me, I have a point to the dying dog story, I promise. So my husband found a vet whose entire business model is that they go to clients' homes and they put your animal down in the comfort of their home so that they don't have to go through the traumatic experience of going to the vet. So this is what we chose. And after the vet left that morning, I couldn't help but think, why would anyone want to do this job? You go into somebody's home on one of the worst days of their life, but I was thankful that this service existed. And when I thought more about it, it's very similar to what we do as trial lawyers. We meet our clients or their families on what are some of the worst days of their lives. They've been wronged by someone or something, and we try to make things better for them. We stand up for the little guy, and we advocate for those who need it most. I am grateful to be able to do what I do every day, and even more grateful to work with all of you to ensure that fairness and accessibility to our legal system is upheld for those people that we represent. The work can be incredibly difficult. It's emotionally taxing, it's stressful, but I'm so proud of the work that we do, and all of you should be so proud of it too. I want to thank the Board of Managers, especially the nominating committee, for this opportunity, and I look forward to the opportunity to be able to give back to this organization that has given so much to me during my term as president. So thank you, and I look forward to working with all of you.